All right, I think I'm live here finally. Good morning, everyone. Market only down about a quarter percent today. Not too bad. Hmm. So, hey, what's up, Jay? So, gangbuster day for Tesla yesterday. Looks like we're slightly gapping up today. Rallying yesterday into the close, and the morning came and we dumped down a little bit. So, really, just an exceptional day yesterday all across the board. We'll see how today plays out. Hard to, I mean, we've had one, two, three, four, five pretty hard up days right there. We started the day out yesterday. Actually, Rob was talking about how it was kind of looking like it was losing momentum. Well, lo and behold, we go on to have a crazy day. Going in on YY or Chinese stocks. Hey, what's up, Mahale? I did buy some Huya. I like the way Huya was ended out the day. It was closing really nicely, so I did get a Huya position. That was about it, though. That's all I did. I mean, it was yeah. We'll see how it goes today. Maybe bad decision, but we'll see. A lot of times with the Chinese and like those MJs and stuff, they look really good, and then they just fall flat on their face. Sometimes they go on for a little run. Um, yeah, so we'll see how that one goes today. But I did buy Huya. I was thinking about YY, but it didn't end the day nearly as strong. You can see on my 5 minute chart here. But Huya held up, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it may falter today, this morning, but it is what it is. All right, so take everyone's taking a breather after running a marathon yesterday. We were up over 2%. Really quite a spectacular day. Right to the top of my channel line here. And even this morning on the NASDAQ futures, we get right to the top of that channel line. So maybe that Huya position is a little bit greedy at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. AMD actually looked like, check it out at the end of the day. Yeah, it came back really nicely. Closed up there pretty well. Poor Nicola. Oh, yeah, the writing was on the wall for that one. Yeah, it never really, like, it was looking okay up in this area, but never really quite enough to get interested, and then it fell apart. Now it's coming down to the 50-day moving average, but falling so far under the 10 and the 20-day moving average, maybe down here for a little while, maybe months, maybe months. Usually a breakdown of a prior base like this, not a good sign. So we'll just let that one sit at the bottom where it's at right now. LVGO huge today. What's up with that? I finally got my buttons back. I figured out it was the height of the overall program. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Can you sell Tesla? Do whatever you want to do, man. You're a grown woman. You can do whatever you want. I'm not selling though. Dude, me too. Seriously. I'd love to be a lesbian. Oh my gosh. I think it'd be a lot easier than being a guy. I have looked into solar. I have 32 panels on top of my home. Dude, I'm on your camp, Ellie. It just, if I got to be honest with you, if I were a lesbian, you wouldn't be the one I'd go for. Just saying. Just saying. Not sure I'd go for me if I was a lesbian either. Only goes for real women? What? Is that a thing? Hmm. Fair. That's fair. How come it held that for moderation? Is that a thing? And Jay, did you mean solar stocks or actual solar? I was actually just messing with you. While I do have solar on my house, I was that's kind of a joke. Sun power is the leader in that space, and apparently, apparently it does. Yeah. Sun power. Run had a huge gap. Oh yeah, that's not bad. From 4 up to 24, it's not too bad at all. What do these guys do? Oh, Sunrun. Gotcha. They're going to acquire Vivint Solar. Great. Now they're just consolidating. Eh, I don't want to play that game. I don't like that game. The acquisition game. I've never really had a strategy around that. But yeah, two companies that just do solar leases. I don't think they do too many purchase agreements. Although I guess they could do anything. But they really push their leases. Wow, 4% for Tesla. Let's just keep going. We're going to 1500 now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, show me 200%. Boom, 200% on Tesla. That's even with my late edition. I bought a few shares. Where did I buy those? I bought additional shares at 6-1. Yeah, right. Sell off or go to the moon. Where did I buy? Oh yeah, so I bought them on the break there. Cool. So if I'm down there about that 815 level. Yeah, so that brought my total average up. And even with those, oh, look at that. It tells me the percentages for each of my Tesla shares. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Don't I think it's ridiculous? You know what? I'm leaving decisions aside and I'm just watching the chart, not really caring either way. To be quite honest, I don't really care either way, in all honesty. I think it's fantastic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it, but caring wise, I don't really care. Yeah, no, I love this action. This is perfect. Like if you were to sit there and draw a if you were to sit there and draw the chart of a perfect stock, I'm sure you would draw, a huge move, a big cup and handle, and then a huge move with volume that isn't super heavy to get the run going. I think this is, in all honesty, I think this is going past 2000. We're going to have pauses in between now and then, may even have a few scary ass days and pullbacks and stuff, but I mean, if you look at the volume, does this look like an overheated breakout to you? Look at our average volume line. I mean, yesterday was our biggest volume day, and we have arguably a dozen or so, maybe up to 20 candles in higher volume. This is good. This is good, steady volume. This means that everyone is kind of giving up and blah, blah, blah. Um, no, I like it though. I really like it. I see zero wrong with this chart. This little gappy gap here, I see nothing wrong with it. Just because you're deeply, I mean, usually you look at these from a distance because you're not involved in the stocks that do this, but I mean, in this case it is. I mean, look how high we held the top of the, we actually went, our RSI got to infinite. I think our RSI actually got to infinite here on that 960 day, but I mean, yeah, is it going to pull back at some point? Yeah, it's going to pull back, but I mean, overall, I mean, I like it. I see right now it just clipped to the bottom of the range. There you go. So I did sell NIO yesterday, by the way. It broke my it broke my trend line, and we're gonna apply this. That's not NIO. Neither is that. Neither is that. It's NIO. So I did sell NIO yesterday. I mentioned I was thinking about selling it. I did sell NIO. on the break of my trend line here, just a little bit below there when I noticed it. So I sold NIO, banked that, so that's done. And then I was actually thinking about looking at Tesla today for the same thing, maybe. But I don't know. I have such a love affinity for Tesla. But you look at Tesla's trend line here on the daily chart for this run, and it looks like that's already been broken in the overnight. So yeah, that would be a sell signal up there actually. So I do think we go to 2000, but again, we can have a base between now and then. We've already ran 40%, so basing at any time from here on out would not be abnormal by any stretch. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to sell on super gappy days like this, yeah, I don't think I can argue too much. Permable now? Um, I don't know. I just, I mean, look, there's always going to be bases of consolidations. Every day cannot be a green day. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to take aggressive profits, you could probably try to sell up in this area. But I mean, even Tesla's got a, okay, so here's the thing. You're looking at a business that is going to go into peak growth for the next like 2 to 3 years, right? You've got demand that's through the roof. You've got global expansion, the China Gigafactory. You got hopefully, two new products launching in the next, let's just say, year and a half. I mean, if you're looking at, let's do this. If you're looking at big leading stocks, what does Tesla remind you of right now? It's going to look like an Nvidia, an Amazon, an Apple. And if you look at Apple going back, Apple has years where they expand up, just absolute years where they just expand up. Just they just go on forever. This is 2000 over here. I mean, Apple has years where they go up, probably years where you didn't think they could go up anymore, and they ended up going up more. This is a weekly chart right here. Like here's a little pullback, and then it goes up a little bit further. Okay, yeah. So when the dips come, you buy them. I mean, I'm with that actually. I'm completely 100% on board with that. I'm not 100% in Tesla. I got a lot of my portfolio I could jam into either a trade or or just a consolidation breakout or something like that. No, I will not let you know. I will say, "Oh, I just don't think that's the time." Yeah. No, that nice base and breakout right there, that is just not the time to be buying Tesla. Absolutely not. Sorry. Wow, SQ up another 5%. Oh, whoa, they fell hard yesterday. I didn't realize that. I was gonna say up another 5%, but look at that volume in the morning. Wow, that's such great volume. Heavy, and then nothing. They just let it drift back down. And they're gonna buy it up again today. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Very interesting. NASDAQ was down a little bit. Now we're back to flat. So playing with our emotions right now. Don't play with our emotions, market. They're so fragile. All right, what's getting dead here? Genus. Sounds about right. Yeah. Other day, look at that. It had pretty nice. Maybe it was a short covering rally and then right back down underneath of it. So, gotta have some patience. Gotta have some patience. Like I said, I did take a Huya position yesterday, but doesn't look like that's paying off. Where'd it go? Did I not highlight it? Huya down 0.8. There we go. All right, so now that's highlighted. Yeah, that held up pretty nicely versus some of the other ones like YY, which gave up a lot yesterday. So we'll see what happens with Huya, but I think overall, um, I mean, it's broken a very, very long-term trend line. Give it a shot. I did want to try something. Let's go look at the global watch list. Okay, LVGO. Oh, they had some good news this morning, but they got sold off pretty hard already. So that's not great news. ENDP, ABG. That's not looking too bad. You adjust some settings here. There we go. Okay, so all right. Okay, not bad. Interesting. Here's a cup base forming on ABG. Square trying to come back. Tilray. Tilray tried getting going yesterday, and it's doing so. Oh yeah, I almost bought a Tilray. I didn't do it though. I was thinking about Tilray because I'm like, oh look at that. That's really good volume. It had a couple of good legs throughout the day. I didn't come back to it at the end though. I may have bought this over Huya, but I was gonna play it just to get back to this trend line. Or wait, no, it was the top here. Yeah, Tilray is actually fairly interesting here because we kind of had we found support above this prior low. So I'm thinking if we get back up here to this 11 level, that could be interesting. Oh yeah, I did see that, Rob. Yeah, look, yeah, I saw that. I think I commented on it too. Warren Buffett buying those types of companies makes perfect sense in my opinion. I don't really see too much off with that, considering he likes to buy companies like that are kind of beaten down and such. It's really going for it this morning. I think Tilray may get away here. We're gonna maybe see it run back up to this 1150 level, and it's running pretty hard. Darn it! Wish we would have come back to that yesterday. Natural gas has more staying power over oil, I would say, long term. Natural gas has a lot of uses. I mean, past that, I don't know much about the industries. Um, I don't know. Maybe natural gas, like I said, is just has more long-term good to it um, than an oil company or an oil play. Should just bought should just bought should just bought Chesapeake going bankrupt. Probably could have sold their scrap metal and made some money. All right, up about a quarter percent right now. I know one of the motor companies advertises that their oil is made from natural gas since it's cleaner than crude. Huh. Yeah, well, natural gas it does burn cleaner than crude oil. That's for sure. Um, it's a weird marketing spin. It's getting a little technical. Ooh, yeah, light. How's light doing? That was already breaking out. Yeah, light's already on its way. Light's already, like, I think we talked about this a week ago or so. And even before that, we mentioned this one a couple of times coming out of a bigger symmetrical triangle here. Yeah, that would, yeah. How far is that from? I mean, that would be a decent little breakout point right there. Yeah, about 5%. That's actually not horrible. That's not too bad. I think I looked at this, and at least for me, it just wasn't worth it. Yeah, I think they ended up with just not worth it from an options perspective. Yeah, it was just there's just no gain on it. You have to, at least for me, trade the stock or up 10%. Yeah, I see the options are like 20, maybe 30%, which is just not good. Not super good. All right, market back up 1/4%. Let's go back down to the actionable list. LVGO snap. Oh, snap, snap. Snap getting started. Well, it's been started, but wow, good volume this morning. A little bit of a pause here, it looks like. That could be a nice place to buy out of if it gets up out of that. Square at 5%. Keep in mind, yesterday everything kind of gave it up towards the latter half of the morning. IPHI broke their, if I can get my tool to work, broke their frozen rope pattern, the channel, moving into a cut base, supported the 50-day moving average. We weren't really covering this at the time, but that would have been a great entry on off of the 50-day. I still struggle with pullback buys in stocks. I'm just not as active as I am in the cryptos for those pullbacks. But getting up here, a little bit above halfway through the range, but looking excellent. Nvidia, new high. There you go. Talk about Nvidia getting too high. Thinking about tech. My back? The hell was that? That was weird. Is that my ISP? That's my ISP. I'm back to green now again. Everything died. Although it looked like I was connected to the network, but everything died. It's like only for a few seconds. Maybe they had to reboot something. Huh. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah, everything died. I couldn't get a quote up on thing here, and then I couldn't get then my stream died, and then I couldn't get chat and all that stuff. D-Dog? I think D-Dog's always setting up to go higher. Oh yeah. There you go. Nice. Good job, Jay. That's super nice, buddy. Nice little consolidation. Look at the weekly on that. Just great. Breaking out of that rising whatever. Just huge. Something else in this, I'm not sure if it's in the same industry group, but Trade Desk. These guys have been on a huge tear. They're pretty extended right there. But yeah, D-Dog. Um, D-Dog isn't a nice consolidation right here. Nothing really on the weekly chart. There's some weekly patterns you could have, but none of them are apparent. And yeah, yeah, it looks really good. Peloton back up here, just walking. Peloton just walking up. We had that little consolidation right there, and then it's just looks like it's on its way with a slow walk up. There's Light again, Zen, Take Two Interactive. See how games are doing. Doing okay. Long-term turnaround play here for Take Two Interactive. It could start. Maybe this is the base on top of the. Happens from time to time. You get a nice base or some kind of a faux pas around the breakout point, and then we start to go on to bigger and better things. Maybe could start that. We've had a few days in a row, but it's still been choppy even in those days. Oh, no, Spotify's down here. Okay. AMD, Peloton. AMD, you gonna do anything? You finally gonna start anything, or are you gonna sit here and be lazy? Let's go full screen with AMD. Let's give it a little bit of time. How you doing here? Okay, so we have an earlier trend line. Looks like we're playing with it right now. That low from the other day. Look at that. Bam, beautiful, nice bounce. Need a good volume spurt out of AMD to just start rocketing it higher. Even your RSI here, um, depending on how you want to draw that, you could draw it like that, and we're starting to break to the upside via an RSI, or you could draw it with that in mind, and we still have a little bit to go. Now you never know, Rob. All right, I'm gonna test my chat. Okay, looks like I can see it. I think. Can you guys see my test? It kept saying error, so I just wanted to get that off of there. That's a good point, Rob. I mean, maybe. But here's the thing. If something breaks out and you like it, regardless, as long as the market's in an uptrend, you can try it. You can try the trade. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's up to us to say, oh, the market's too tired when we have trillions of dollars pumping every day, it seems like. More of those trillions are still circulating through the markets until they found their final resting place, which will be in Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, Tesla probably now, you know. All right, let's go to the bottom of the barrel. UAL. Ooh, no bueno. Nicola. Yeah, I know it definitely helps, Rob. Look, if stuff's still moving in the market by the time AMD gets going, that's just another checkbox on the checklist. So Gina's down here, Nicola just taking it more on the chin. Everyone realizing that is a piece of hot garbage. UAL unapologetically heading lower this morning. Yeah, not ready yet. Not ready yet. KG going under. IVR dying. ESNT 50-day. Ping. Is that the 200 daily moving average starting? That one blue dot, I think that's the 200 daily moving average starting today. Must be 200 days of trading since the IPO. Consolidating, not really breaking the 20-day too bad right there. Must be hard. Is this hard for you guys to see? It's just way too much information, maybe. 1 year, not a lot better. Space, the final frontier is still sideways. Hasn't dropped off like we saw with Nikola though. With Nikola, we saw it undercut that little low there. Space is hanging around the $16 level. That could be good if it holds up, but probably a break over that 20 22 whatever 22 23 level would be better. Looks like 22 for an attempt at an entry at least. All right, next up is Win. Nah, maybe an undercut right there. Yeah, KG didn't look good. Cruise lines not quite getting ready yet as everyone's cracking down again with another coronavirus wave. ZYXI was super high yesterday in the morning, and today it's only down 2.8%. It had a good day yesterday, but giving a lot of it back today. There's cruise lines again. Winnebago definitely done with that run to the upside and starting a corrective phase, so that could be an entry opportunity whenever that gives out. Beyond Meat looks like it's trying to find itself and going on a hike. Manitowoc, nice little base, a base out of the low base, And so maybe move up into 15 after that, but that's not going to be much of a move. Ooh yeah, down about 2.3. Good move up yesterday. Eh, on the fence on everything on that one. TRN, Fortinet. That is a nice consolidation. That is a pretty nice consolidation for Fortinet. Not sure if there's much to do right now, but it's definitely looks like we're moving some trend line markers here. Yeah, looks good. Fortinet looks scrumdiddlyumptious. Look at that. A lot of support down there at the 127 and 50, whatever. So maybe a move back down there could get interesting. This one's not bad. All right, there we go. So that's our line for Fortinet. That one's pretty good. Tilray, let's look. Earlier, I was saying yesterday. Earlier, I was saying yesterday. I was looking at Tilray, going, "Oh wow, that's actually pretty good." And you look at yesterday. I mean, yesterday was a gangbuster day. Right here, that's a gangbuster day. So I was liking that. I should have bought it yesterday. I think it was on the way up here. I saw it, and then I never checked at the end of the day. Um, I don't know. Maybe it'll have one of those pullback days, and if you like it, you can take a smaller position and then maybe layer in. If you miss it, you at least have something. I've done that a few times without a lot of fanfare. Um, you at least get some profit out of it if you forget about it. That happens to me from time to time. But I think, I mean, overall, I think this the $7 acted as support on a number of occasions. Actually, it looks like a bit of pivot point right there. So that one's not. So yeah, I'm not mad at Tilray in this area. I'd like it to break this trend line, but if you can get it a little bit lower and if it can show some good price action and then maybe move up, then you can, yeah, maybe grab that. Skyworks curling? I like curls. Ooh, if I could type, I could see what it is. Oh yeah. Oh, what a beautiful little curl you've got there. It's a little abrupt. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Yeah, everything was good on Tilray yesterday. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Skyworks looking scrumdiddlyumptious. Yeah. Let's look at the past couple of days. There we go. Where's our volume stepping in? A little bit of volume on the sell side here at the end of the day. Um, that's a good mixture right there. Open here was all right. Close here was good, but still pretty mixed. I mean, not bad. Yeah, Skyworks. I mean, this could be another really good one. A little bit mixed on the run up. I was hoping for a cleaner run. I'm on the lookout for good measured moves these days. See, like this was a great measured move. Look at that. Beautiful run up, consolidation, continuation. Perfect right there. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not not quite seeing it here. There's a little bit right here, but doesn't imply a larger run up. Um, hmm. Yeah, not bad though. Yeah, see, the start to this run wasn't really that sexy. Is it selling off? Too hot? Too hot to handle? It definitely broke that trend line working on the second one here. Yeah. Nasdaq doing good. Point two. Yeah, it looks like Tesla's in a profit taking mode. Hmm. ZTS looks great too. Yeah, even on the weekly chart. Yeah, every time I look at this one, it looks good. I need to have got little pieces of paper for the power hour. Need to keep one for I had one for notes. Yeah, I think I'll just keep this one out here. I think this one's done. I try to be eco-friendly, so I take a piece of paper and I fold it in half and I use all four sides. So 4 days I only use one piece of paper, which actually uses it up really well. They actually recycle paper with the ink on it. Do they just bleach it again? I always wondered how they do that. All right, so we got what? ZTS. We'll write those ones down that Jay's putting some pretty good ones at us. Skyworks. There's another one. D-Dog too, yeah. All good little consolidations. See, I actually really like those. Some of those smaller trades like that can give you some really good shorter term pops. Some good short term pops. They don't show up every day, but every once in a while you get a flurry of them and maybe one or two here and there. Where's Tesla? Make sure you're not. Where's it at? One keep. One thing I did yesterday, which I could do this. I could throw Tesla up on this one. Just to keep a loose eye on it. There we go. That's the features anyways. And this one I could basically make go away. Just keep an eye on Tesla a little bit there. I'm not sure if I have ZTS on the actionable list though. Let's add it. Yeah, there we go. I've got D-Dog. I think I've got D-Dog. Um, I don't. Doesn't look like I have D-Dog. I know I've got Skyworks. Is it 0.47? There's D-Dog. Okay. I've got to have. Well, I know I've got Skyworks on my global. I'm not sure about the actionable list right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's there. Cool, cool. Square holding up good. Take two interactive. You know what's been doing pretty good lately? We talked about a week ago, but haven't really been keeping on top of is Twilio. Twilio doing good in that frozen or that channel slash frozen rope that identified a week or so ago. That moved up into the rope right there, and we're coming back and maybe gonna bounce off of that low again, the channel. We'll see. But Twilio's been doing really good. How's our buddy Pays doing? Pays is okay. Coop DocuSign just keeps marching. Look at DocuSign. Holy crap. Seriously? We signed this many documents? You know, they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Sometimes I always think I have to be insane to use this software because that happens way too often. I have to click the same button 3 times. You probably didn't hear me click it, but just trying to switch my tool there. Yeah, big kind of blast off there for DocuSign. Just man, they just never gave you a great entry. I mean, you had like small bobbles here and there, maybe one here, down here, but that was it. It was just freaking gone. BLFS, I think we discussed this one yesterday. So yeah, this one is a long-term turnaround play right here, so that's good. I mean, you could try it back down here if you look intraday. We're down towards supportive levels, so I mean, hopefully it shouldn't go much lower than that. Um, yeah, these are tricky. These are a little tricky because you want to find you can buy it close to support, but there's not a lot of big upside movements. Like this was just a gap to sell it off. This one you did have some decently high volume on the sell off here. So a little difficult. I don't know. I'd probably give it a few days and see if it's going to curl up. I don't like to buy these immediately. You have a huge pop like this in your 2 days. Reminds me a little bit of Pays, just to give you an example. Pays did something similar, had a huge pop up and then just chopped around, and then had this big spike. Unless that's a trend line. Is that a trend line? Oh, that's a trend line. Okay. Yeah, so Pays meandered down here for a number of days. So there's that big up day, and then it just had a big choppy day. Never did break this low, which is good, but it's just always hard to hold on. Yeah, through like a week of just garbage malarkey. One, two, three, four, five, and now you're in the sixth, seventh day. I mean, you could have bought Pays maybe a couple. If you really wanted Pays, see, that's the hard part about the stock market is there's so many options. If you really like something, it's hard to just stay watching it. Like Pays, it's hard to hold through this while we have all this other stuff happening. Tesla up at 1200, 13, 1400, and while Pays is just going doo doo doo. And that's one of the struggles, at least for me, with the markets. How's Soxel doing? Oh, that's Okta. We'll look at Okta too. All right, so Okta doing good. Trying to come out of this consolidation. Actually, not too bad. You could have yourself a pretty tight stop loss in this area, actually. You could put it maybe 201 and change, 200 and change down here if you wanted to from 208. That's only 3 or 4%. And ideally, Okta should just continue going out of this. And you're not going to get breakout volume, but it just hopefully will have those one and you know point whatever percent like this, right? These days up where you're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm up 7% and I didn't even know how I got there. Oh, 16%. This could be starting that kind of a run, at least in my head. All right, so the Nasdaq high of the day, 0.44%. Wow. Look at you, now, Nasdaqy. Oh, I'm back under 200% on my Tesla. Darn it. It happens. Pays, Snap, SQ 6%, getting up a little bit there. Um, yeah, it's hard to jump into stuff here. Don't know what to jump into. Could take an oak to trade like I was just discussing and just watch it go up. Puya is doing not too bad up here. Let's look at some of those Chinese names. YY yesterday gave up quite a bit, unfortunately, and today even underneath that. Baidu, Gap up, and this one closed well also, and doing okay there. But it's an inside day, so inside days are good. What's another one? EDU? Not quite an inside day, but still into new highs. Just kind of hanging out up here. Not doing too bad actually. They holding that gap, which is interesting. Does have earnings coming up on about 2 weeks. Oh yeah, speaking of 2 weeks, guys, I'm actually gonna be going on vacation um, in about 2 weeks. I think we leave on the 21st or something. Maybe the 24th. I don't know. I'll get the dates for you, but I'm gonna be gone. And I don't know what kind of internet access I'll have. I may be able to still do the streams, but I'll let you know. It's in a couple of weeks though. I'll let you know. We rented a house in the woods, so we're just gonna go kind of chill and do some outdoorsy stuff. Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid the people. We're gonna try to get the hantavirus is what we're gonna try to do. Yeah. So if we're gonna get a virus, we're gonna go with a classic. Go LVGO. You made a nice comeback, didn't you? Look at those insiders buying yesterday. Look at that. All those insiders buying yesterday. Oh, there's no insider trading in the stock market. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's those insiders buying, then they let it drift off, and then boom, up here to 92. The daily chart looks so much like the weekly, it's really zoomed out. On LVGO here, I probably blew past whatever one you were talking about. Yeah, obviously that was sarcasm, right? Obviously. Taking advantage of a 20% pop the day before. Yes, please. Team, look at look at Jay doing some foraging out there for us, everyone. Everyone say thanks, Jay. Thanks for all the cool. Yeah, team's been a good one though. We could make shorts out of it too. That'd be awesome. So my wife and I like this show called Alone. It's on actually season 6 is on Netflix. Season 3, 4, 5, and 6 are on Hulu. I don't know where the hell season 1 and 2 are, but apparently it was on the Discovery Channel. It's where they drop a bunch of outdoorsy people in the outdoors and they make them survive as long as they can. And they have a sat phone. They say, "Hey, come get me. I'm done." If a bear doesn't murder them first. And anyway, pretty cool show. So using terms forage, it's called the Ukraine, not alone. Oh well, really? In Ukraine, you're completely by yourself, and that's horrible. You guys need a better form of you guys need a better form of government if that's how they run. It's like the Hunger it's like the Hunger Games. All right, so you're 15. You're a man today. We're gonna drop you 200 miles away from the nearest person. I hope you can build a society. That's awesome. I don't want to be depressed, Ellie. You can depress me. I'm an American, damn it. I assume everyone lives like I live. I don't want to think that people live more worse than I live. That's horrible. Hunger Games was a reality show in Ukraine. You guys have some badass technology, I gotta say. Th- those big stadiums full of people where like they march the tributes coming down, that's pretty impressive. I think I'd like the Ukraine. Oh man, market 0.5%. Tesla's even bouncing back a little bit right there. Don't have time to be depressed. No doubt, right? Maybe that's the problem is we have too much time to think about our woes. Oh, I'm not rich. Oh, I'm not this. It's like shut up and go out and milk the fucking cow, you know? Bam, that's what you got to do. Go till the fields. Don't get stabbed by that person. Don't get beaten by that bat you bought at a 7-Eleven. Yeah, shut up and don't die. Exactly. I like it. Oh, speaking of Pays making it to the top of our towards the top of our list here. Square looks like it's trying to continue an up move after that sell off from yesterday. They just double dipped here, guys. They just double dipped Square. Look at that. Bam, bam. We'll see if they're going to go for three. MongoDB, are you trying to come back? Not really. All right, there's our Okta friend. Let's look at an Okta. I wonder what Okta looks like. Looks like it's losing a little bit of All right, so that broke. Question is, can I duplicate that? Will that still work? Loosely. Loosely still works. Yeah, I don't think it's going to quite fulfill all of that. Um, so let's see, when does it get up to 250? 812. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm just going to keep walking up. Zero point 0.6 for the NASDAQ, LVGO, 18%. How's Peloton doing? You walking up your frozen rope to there, Peloton? Everyone go rent a bicycle. All right, Restoration Hardware. See, here's what I've been wanting to get going. I've been waiting on Restoration Hardware. This one I think is super good too here. Look at that, very nice base. It's this one's starting to curl up a little bit. This one may be ready to go. I think I have an initial position. I do, and I'm down a lot, but it's super tiny, so it doesn't even matter. Actually, it looks like this is one of the ones I did hedge. My hedge is helping me out a little bit. You watch seasons 1 and 2? Yeah, we've watched seasons. We started with season 6, and then we saw 3, 4, 5, and whatever. Oh, well, tell your boss how much you are up on TQQQ, and he'll let you watch the show as long as you invest for the company afterwards. Say, here, boss, look what I found. I found money. I mean, look at that. That is just a super nice look. Look at that. And I haven't talked about measured moves. That's what this is right here. These are my measured moves. That one's obviously not happening, but wherever this one could happen. I think, yeah, see, look at how nice and concise this run up is here. Yeah, see, so that goes from the bottom to the top. Ascending triangle breakout. If that measured moves on you, you're looking at 393 for RH, which I mean, could be a good percentage move. Yeah, 45%, which is a lot. That's a lot to ask. That's a lot to ask, especially out of a retailer in the middle of the Rona virus. So, a little trepidatious. Probably a situation where you take a smaller gamble on it, but I think that could be an interesting one. What was that? Oh, 393. There we go. And a straight up measured move would be 729. So, yeah, that's crazy percentages. That's so, that's such a lot of percents. That's many, many percents. We're talking over 2,000% if you want to get very aggressive and just take a gamble. That's kind of a gamble. But I mean, the measured move is very clear in my eyes. I just don't know about that timeline. That's a tough one. But hell, for 2,000% gain, you could take a tiny position size on that one and turn it into a very meaningful gain. But even less than that, yeah, it's still pretty. I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what other target you could have. It's a blue sky breakout for crying out loud. There's nothing up here other than your measured move. So let's see the trade I've got on right now. July 31st, 325. Yeah, that's very aggressive. That's a very aggressive trade. But I kind of like that one. That's when I could bet a couple hundred. If you bet a couple $100 on that one, yeah, if you bet $1,000 on that, you would get $20,000 if it hit. I mean, that's kind of a gamble. That is kind, especially because it hasn't broken out yet. That's even more of a gamble. So you're about 75% chance you're going to lose on that one. So maybe you bet $500, and then you're looking at $10,000 gain out of $500. But yeah, that's super aggressive. And I don't, yeah, the Nasdaq, unless it just goes on a crazy, crazy Nasdaq run, that's gonna be a tough one to get hit. That's gonna be tough. How's our Tesla doing? Looks like it's bounced back up. Maybe a dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounce. Let's look. Yes, definitely a dead cat bounce. Why are you so damn choppy? Not like I'm taxing this computer at all. It shouldn't be. Nope. Memory's good. CPU's good. Network's GPU is even fine, 31%. Thinkorswim using high amounts, but 2%. Yeah, OBS is using most of it for my streaming software. I don't know why this thing's choppy. No idea. Anyway, test with a dead cat bounce right there. Looks pretty textbook to me. Still not sold on selling though. Although I guess let's play pullback possibilities here. So your 10-day is this the okay. Let's adjust this style out. Get my moving averages back in here. Watched a short video about talking about a reason why the run might not be over because 44% are still bearish, only 21% bullish. Food for thought. Where'd they get those numbers from? I mean, look, it's an exceptional rally. Like I think longer term, this thing's going higher. I mean, that's why I'm not selling. It's like one of the worst things you can do is underestimate a crazy run. I mean, and that's pretty crazy. That's a 42% run in 5, 6 days if you want to consider that part of the run. I mean, that is a. I guess if you wanted to hedge, you could do that. You could hedge a little bit up here and then take profit on a hedge if it goes south. Maybe trade around a core position. I guess that's something I could do, but I don't know what I would bet where it would go down to. That's kind of what I'm looking at right here. I mean, you could see the 10 and the 20-day moving averages here meander up, and you could find Tesla at 1200. For some reason, 1200 sticks in my head a lot. I don't know why. Because it actually 1200 was a measured move from 4 to 8, then 8 to 12. That was a measured move. And I actually had that trade on the table, an options trade. I've only traded the Tesla, well, except for my one crazy option. So I guess I did trade an option. I did pretty good. Can't complain too much. But I mean, just from a short-term perspective bias, I mean, Ellie's right. It's up super high. If you did want to sell up here, I can't blame you. At the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little too partial to Tesla, but that could be it. I just don't see crazy topping volume. I think if this thing does come back down, it'll probably base out for a few months and then come back relatively quickly. Probably won't even test the 50-day moving average, which right now is like $900, which is substantially lower. The 50 days. So this thing has a ton of wiggle room if you want to give it the time. Just a ton of wiggle room. So much. It's great. Look at the 200. It's kind of funny. I didn't even notice it in the time when I was buying it off of here, off the 400 level, that we were near the 200 daily moving average. It never really resonated with me because I haven't kept track of it like that. But yeah, 200, now the 200 is way up here at 586. So I mean, you got a few key points you could pull back to, but I mean, I think a pullback like that could take a number of weeks. It doesn't look like they're rushing to sell it. I mean, they're taking profits, but I mean, look, it's still floating around positive today for crying out loud. There's still people buying this thing. And like I said, I see why they're in the middle of a key growth phase for the business. For the next couple of years, they're going to be just key growth. Oh, the whole market? Oh, well, you let me go on a tirade there for a little while, didn't you? Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's 44 bearish, only 21 bullish. Hmm. That could give some fuel to the fire. You know, one thing to look at from that perspective, if you wanted to, was the IBD. Here we go. This was from Friday, so they do. Um, oh, you know what? No, I want to go to the home page. So they do secondary indicators. One of them is a fear greed index. Bulls versus bears. So these guys look at investment advisors, is what they look at here. So current is 19.8. So bearish are okay. So bullish are 54, bearish are 20 is what this particular one says. So it's actually a little, so the 5 year high was 66 and we're at 54. So plenty of room to go there. And the low here is 12 and the current is 19. So plenty of downside there. So yeah, according to this secondary indicator too, also definitely looking like that. Yeah, not bad. All right, Peloton, Mongo, Pays. That's what's holding us up today. There's Trade Desk. I saw Trade Desk. There's Trade. There's D Dog. Trade Desk is just gone. So you look at something like this, you're like, why can't Restoration Hardware do a measured move like this? Why can't it? We talked about this yesterday. D Dog for almost 500 is the measured move for Trade Desk here. Um, so that's almost there. We're at 460. from down here at 320. Look at that measured move. Why can't RH do that? Other than the fact that it's a retailer in a coronavirus thing. That would be kind of the only thing. RH is a very high quality business, actually. If you look at the general chart, this had one of my long term turnaround plays here, and it had a huge rally and then broke due to Corona. Um, but yeah, I mean, fundamentally, it's a pretty strong business. We can look at that in IBD too, actually. It's a upscale retailer, which shit. Oh, I need to get my trash out. Oh, 7:36. We're good. Oh, it's a TH, sorry. Not RH. I wrote TH. So 90 composite rating out of a possible 99. It's a high quality retailer. One of the problems there is it's still a retailer. One of the problems. So negative 36% sales. Let's do it to the Rona. Sales percent last quarter's 19%. Oh, those are EPS. Um, Relative strength rating is 96. So yeah, fundamentally, I don't know how you can debt to equity. What? What was that about? 5,400%? That doesn't even seem possible. Debt to equity 74. That does seem heavy. That seems really heavy. The hell's that about? And my already ringing ears just rung more. I love that. Yay. That's a sarcastic yay. I mean that's a little bit of a concern. EPS this year was supposed to be 77%. I mean they really do have a good but yeah, their sales are down with everyone else. I don't know. I mean, RH is a high quality. I mean, I actually missed that breakout that I just showed you. I missed that initial one right here off of that one. I caught this one, lovely. One of my best trades, percentage wise. So I don't know, but I mean, there's yes and no, Jay. I guess is the right way to answer. If there was no coronavirus, this thing would be up here anyways, probably higher, probably higher. I mean, to fuel a run up here into the stratosphere where I have it. Like I said, it's a very aggressive target. I never, you know, but let's say you take that run right there. I mean, it was on pace to be in this area. That's kind of the supportive trend line before the breakdown, and it was on pace to be up here. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that may be just too aggressive. I've got a small trade on the table already. I'm probably just gonna leave it there. But yeah, like it's super aggressive. It's in the chart though. And see, there's the funny thing is that man, the chart usually wins. It just does. Hard to say why, but it just usually wins. Not all the time. Not all the time, but anywho, RH, very, very beautiful chart pattern. Even if you don't play it for that full move, I mean, you may get a nice move from RH up into 3 or 350 or something like that. So I think if this breaks out, it's going to go for whatever reason. You see, it's really funny. You can find a lot of stocks with really good technical indicators that just move when they want to, for whatever reason. So I've seen stocks with like a 99 composite rating with like great EPS ratings and lots of institutional accumulation, and they just do nothing. And then they start moving, and you're done tracking them by then. But so I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. If I mean, maybe this is behaving this way because some funds that have to have exposure to retail really want restoration hardware. And if they're getting that investor money, maybe that's what's fueling the rally. It's just speculation, but I can't think of why else a retailer in the middle of the coronavirus would run. Um, I mean, they're top in what they do. They're among the best, if not the best, from a stock perspective. So anyway, usually, Jay, yeah, usually, and that's I don't have like I have a saying like it's not really a saying though. It's like everything is in the chart. It's all about the charts, and that's not because fundamentals don't matter. It's because exactly what you said. Technicals are a representation of the fundamentals, and not of the fundamentals as you want to perceive them, but of fundamentals is how the market perceives the fundamentals, right? Like if you look at a Zoom or you look at a DocuSign in a just a weird market environment, it's a pretty bullish sentiment. You got when was March, whatever. You got March over here, and then you go from 130. You get basically doubling in a couple of months. If you look at the numbers, I mean, they're impressive, but underlying fundamentals of the whole market shifting and the market trying to stay up with it. Same with DocuSign. I think there's zero way DocuSign goes from $90 to $200 in a normal market environment. It's the shifting of the environment, and I don't even know if the fundamental numbers show that. Let's look it up. It's a good question. They may because it's been such a monumental shift, and they've had at least one quarter of earnings behind them. Yeah, so 99 composite rating, 71 relative strength, 390 last 3 quarters of annual EPS growth rate is really good. 39% sales change, 98 composite rating. So yeah, that's pretty reflective. Yeah, really great EPS ratings, but for DocuSign, man, what would an option got you down there if you bet it was going to 200? You'd about the furthest out of the money call. You'd be up like 20,000%. I want to try to find those. Those could be fun. All right, next time we have coronavirus, guys, remind me about DocuSign and Zoom. Okay, just the next time. I don't know. Maybe I bring back the hantavirus and we can do this all over again. I love it. Glad I could help you guys out. You're welcome. Square 7%. All right, we're back up at the highs from yesterday. Let's see what happens. Good volume too. Peloton, MongoDB, and Pays up 2% as well. Region, Iffy. Oh, Iffy's a good one too. We did talk a little bit about Iffy. Um, I forget what these guys do. They've had a good Roni virus run. One, two, three, four, five. That is quite a flat base. It's within a flat, it's 15% is the depth needed for a flat base, and it's just outside of that. So 50-day support, I think we talked about this yesterday, about the 50-day support being pretty good for iffy. Oh, Take Two Interactive, new highs today. How's our volume? It's okay. But maybe they're buying those video games. I think Take Two it does Grand Theft Auto, right? And I think there's one other big title that they have. Okta, how's Okta doing? Not too bad, not too good. RH, Soxolnet, Tesla a little bit negative. NIO 3.5, 3.6%. I mentioned I sold this one yesterday. Hopefully we'll get a nice pullback. Then I can reload that position. I mean, I don't know. NIO seem like a better sell to me than Tesla. See, Ellie, I'm learning to take profits, buddy. Look at that. I learned something. There's Tilray. Tilray is it stopping its pullback or may have stopped the pullback. May have. Tilray, interesting possibility in this area, I think. Although we still haven't broken out yet, so that's always a little bit dangerous. What's iRobot doing? Ooh, iRobot starting to edge its way out here. Look at that. Maybe, 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 maybe. This thing could barely go sideways. Hit the 20-day twice, and it's above the 10-day again already. What the hell is it about iRobot? It is tempting, Jay. Like, dude, like I said, you just need a. It's a gamble. It's a gamble, but um, I mean, you can wait till the breakout, and if rest, you can wait till the breakout, and then if it breaks out, you're obviously going to make less money, but it's a bit of a safer trade than right now, because like right now, RH could fall flat on its face. Doesn't look like it wants to, but I mean, it could go sideways for another week or two and just completely destroy the option. It could fall flat on its face and completely destroy the option. I mean, there's like I said, there's a 75% chance you lose all your money in that particular trade, but on the 25% chance you win, you can make like 2,000%. So let's just say you put in 200 bucks and you make the 2,000%. You're making, was it like 4 grand? That's not bad for 200 bucks. That's not too bad, you know? If you're willing to lose the 200, if that's, everyone's got different amounts in their account. So if you got a $5,000 account, maybe a $200 gamble isn't quite what you want to do. Anyway, I mean, in that circumstance, all you do is you wait for it to break out. You get some good volume in the morning. You don't hesitate, and then you buy the option, and then at least you have a fighting chance at that stage of the game. But um, I think if you, I think generally yes. If you do enough high quality ones, see, you can't go for every single. I see quite a few trades that it's actually interesting. I see quite a few really good trades that do what I want it to do that I miss out on. And it's like I should take all of these because I would argue, for me, at least the ones that I seriously consider, about half of them work. So if you've got over, a 1 to 200% gain on an option and half of them work, then you're doing great. You're doing like my Tesla trade the other day. That was one that was similar to this that I took. Slightly different situation because Tesla. I don't know. Slightly different situation because of Tesla, but I mean it worked. It actually worked out perfectly. Um, actually, yeah. I don't know. I hawk Tesla charts so much. I'm really good at trading that particular chart, but like this one, this is a very bullish. This is very bullish. This is I. This is super. If you took enough that looked like this and just did careful analysis and took those trades, I think you would end up profitable. I think you would. I mean, if you take a $200 trade, I'm not even sure if you can buy it for 200. What's the? Oh, I never even saved one. Um, yeah, I guess you could. You'd have to go out to 325 for the 31st if you gave it a little bit more time. Yeah, yeah, I guess you could do 350 for 200. If you go out to August 21st, if you go out to August 21st, you can go to the 350, which is 1700% if it goes to 393. If it gets there, your break even is 352, so it's a bit of a gamble. But like I said, you could probably get that for 210 if you're lucky, and then or if you have some more money, There's a couple ways to play it, but you can buy one that's in the money more. The 290 would give you 800%, but that would cost you about $1,000, $1,100. That cost you $1,100, which see that's a little much on this particular kind of a trade. Now, if it starts to break out, then you can start to look realistically um, at where we could hit that target. Because if it starts to break out right now, then this is a very accurate trend line. It's actually even a couple days out, so you could try to take that 731 trade, which is very aggressive because you have no wiggle room. If you want to give it wiggle room, you can add on months, and you can go out to September 18th if you wanted to, and even that trade, you can go even an at the money call would be 324% if it hits that, and that would give you wiggle room. And if it failed, you would lose less money. So, I mean, especially with options, you have a lot of opportunities to kind of cater the trade to your risk appetite. And I think at the end of the day, it does come down to exactly that. Not how much you're going to make, but it comes down, in my opinion, to your risk appetite. How much you're willing to put on for the trade and willing to lose if it fails immediately on you. So, but I mean, all in all, I'm really not mad at the RH chart. I really like it. Like I said, I already have a position on which is probably not a good position because it's meant for 731, so it's got to break out any day now. Otherwise, I. But like I said, this was a small. What was my risk on this one? This one was a $205 or something like that. So if it hits the fan, it's not even a factor. It's not even a factor. So yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. All right, market 0.5% up. Looking really good today, man. Looking really good. Tesla even trying to bounce back here. Still showing negative. Is it showing negative? The candle's showing negative because the candles have the wrong setting on them. But we'll see. Anyway, yeah, RH is I like RH a lot. Yeah, you brought up a lot of really good picks though too though, Jay. So like I said, thank you for that. ZTS. That one's not bad. It's a little bit of a pullback situation right now. Hard to buy these when they're starting to turtle their heads out. Just just starting to poke their heads out and test the world. Sometimes a baby eagle comes down and kills them. Skyworks. Yeah, Skyworks with a beautiful little pullback right there. Oh yeah, 2 days ago would have been great. Little difficult to buy, but it would have been the day to buy. And I mean Skyworks is a good quality company. I think let's look at Skyworks. 753. I'm going to go here in a little bit, guys. 83 composite rating, ranked 11. It used to be ranked a lot higher. -9 EPS. So some of the fundamentals are starting to lack on this one. Used to be a big leader. Wow. Okay. As I get older, things get further in the past. I guess that was when they were leading. They've been pretty flat here for a long time. So hopefully they break out again. I don't know. The Rona's going to do crazy stuff. And then you had D-Dog and Team. So D-Dog also in an interesting place if it can break out of this consolidation. Maybe I'll take a measured move out of this one too. That one going to 115-ish. And it's actually it's kind of nice. It's basing right underneath the $100 level. So that's really good. Usually if it runs up to 100, it'll stall just because of the $100 psychological level. But it's actually been basing now for a couple of weeks. So good possibility it could try to power through. If it does do that, it may actually exceed that measured move if that actually happens. Obviously, the markets have to be in a good standing as well. Um, I want to move on, but I want to save one of these Restoration hardware option. Just gotta figure out which one. Try that one. Try that one on for size. Okay. Oh, how's Roku doing today? I saw Roku on my saved list. So Roku yesterday looks like it pulled back. A lot of the stocks did that. But we're coming right back today, so that's good. Yeah, Roku looking pretty nice right here. I do have a couple of 7.2. Oh, that's already gone. And then 529, that's way gone. So I don't have a Roku trade on right now, or watching a Roku trade. All right, so what could Roku do? I guess just back to the highs at 175. The question is how, we say November, I thought, right? Yeah, so what's November look like? Really isn't a November, unfortunately. And it's not looking that great from other perspectives too. So I don't know. Then maybe you have to one to pass on, unless you can get an initial run. I got actually a program that Ellie wrote 90% of for me, and I use that. It's awesome because I used to do the research and it would take me many minutes to actually figure it out. Um, but what I do is I put in my target and it just tells me the percent gains by expiration date. So it's pretty dope. Thanks, Ellie. Yeah, so this thing right, I mean, yeah, it's such a clear, it's so clear right there. I wonder what it's going to break up to. Yeah, I wonder what that could break up to. That's a tough one. There's like nothing up here. It's just all choppy garbage. I mean, you almost would have to pick. I don't like any of those options on the options. You almost just kind of have to pick. LVGO 21%, Square up 9%. All right, Square was able to get past. Trade Desk up 3. NASDAQ 0.62. Let's go back to the actionable list. Trade Desk up here. AMBA, Snap up 8. New highs. AMBA. Why are you even on my actionable list, AMBA? You look like garbage. Maybe turnaround garbage? I don't know. Amberilla. Why are you even on here? Bye, Amberilla. Yeah, TQQQ over 200%. It's the compounding, Rob. That's what we talked about, man. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Tesla and Amazon, haha. Yeah, my Tesla's up 200 too. It's kind of funny. I gotta be honest, I botched the whole TQQQ trade. I mean, I've taken chunks out, but I haven't gotten the full 200%. Um, Me trying to be smart, as stupid as that makes me. Um, yeah, but the Tesla 194 or so, getting up there and eliminating some of my stupidity. What I should have been right there with you at TQQ. I should have just held the whole time. It hasn't been in a freaking correction. Me trying to front run like an idiot. Um, and then Tesla on top of that is where I should be. So I should have another quarter of my account on top of my account is what I should have basically. But that's what, yeah, we all have our crosses to bear, and that's mine. So, but yeah, that TQ man, it's just isn't it? It's just like the easiest, best trade you can do. If you just want to get great returns and be lazy about it and not even worry about anything else, it's just the. I mean, you have to have the chops to, exit and enter, but other than that, yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, go TQs. Yeah, I botched a little bit with these. I did buy in the middle of this down day here, this bottoming day though. So luckily I was able to get a good amount back. That position right there is up 23%. So that one's pretty good. Yeah, I have to look back at my trading and see how much I actually did get out of TQQQ. Because I know I didn't get 200%. I'm gonna probably kick myself at what I could have had if I'd have just held it. Patience, man, you gotta have patience, and I got some patience, but obviously not enough. Need more patience. It's funny when you look back at your mistakes and woulda, shoulda, couldas, and all that stuff. Always interesting. Man, good day today. It's turned out to be a good day so far. I know we're early. That's 8 o'clock. I gotta run. I gotta get out of here. I gotta put my trash cans out. How's our who you doing? Holding out. Not bad. Look at that. Holding right up there near the high. Oh, really, Rob? And what's that one up? So you're up 200% on the one where you haven't pulled out, and then on the one where you have pulled out, you're up a bunch. Link? Yeah, Link's been ripping. Link, yeah. This one? I'm assuming you're talking the crypto link. Is it ripping more? I think it was up like 6% this morning. Yeah, it's down just a little bit. Yeah, so Link actually on my if you Link broke out of our $5 level. We had a cup and handle here on Link, and yeah, just I gotta be honest. I mean, I wasn't expecting a massive breakout. I just wasn't. I mean, I'm preparing for it, analyzing, it's going, but I'm like, man, for Link to break out at five's pretty nuts. And then yeah, break out at five. Ethereum tried to break out too. Oh, looks like it pulled back. We had another 240.89, so some of the things you're doing there. That's so great, Rob. Good for you, man. Good job. That's phenomenal. That's really great, man. All right. Well, good job, Rob. Jay, thanks for the good work today. Appreciate it. Ellie, thanks for whatever it is that you do. Whatever. I don't even know what it is. Sit here and make jokes with me all day long, making me feel bad about my personal self-image as a lesbian. Okay? It's just when I'm starting to feel good about my lesbian self again, you go ahead and knock me down. All right, guys. Well, have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Yesterday, the market kind of rolled over towards the middle of the day, or actually earlier than the middle of the day. So we'll see how that goes. But yep. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I gotta get the trash.